Tonight, I'm Dan Schaefer. We begin with that shocking affidavit filed after the conviction of former Limestone County Sheriff Mike Blakely. A juror claims that despite voting guilty, she did not think the former sheriff broke the law. Therefore, she says the jury's decision was not unanimous. She claims she suffered a medical emergency during deliberations that impaired her judgment. She also says she was coerced by other jurors. That juror says she's, quote, ashamed she didn't bring up these issues earlier. In light of that affidavit, Blakely's attorneys have filed a motion for a mistrial. WAAY 31's Alexis Scott joins us live after hearing from a Huntsville attorney, Michael Timberlake, who offered us some insight into what happens next. Alexis?
Juror Sue Pentecost came forward with an affidavit claiming her guilty verdict was not correct and she wanted to set the record straight. Now there's a motion for a mistrial filed by Blakely's defense team, but attorney Michael Timberlake, says it's up to the judge to make that decision.
The judge has the right to either interview them, personally, or bring them in and question them under oath to determine whether this one juror's recantation or her recollection of what happened during the deliberation was accurate or not.
Blakely was found guilty on 2 counts after a nearly 2-week trial. Now, Pentecost claims during deliberations she initially stated he was not guilty. In the affidavit, she states she had serious medical issues and was in distress on the last day of deliberations and needed to get out of the courtroom. But she says she was called names and felt it would be best to just comply and vote guilty as a way to get to help and safety. Pentecost stated all of this under oath, but we learned from another juror this may be a lie. Timberlake says now the integrity of the jury is at stake and all of the jurors had a chance to say something if they couldn't reach an agreement. It's called polling.
So you allow the jurors to say whether they agree or voice concerns about whether they were coerced or tell the judge, the jury, or the bailiff at any point in time that this is not the verdict that they want to enter or they believe is appropriate, and she didn't do that.
Now, Pentecost claims she requested the jury foreman call the bailiff, but that person ignored her and stated they didn't want a mistrial. Now, right now, we don't know if a mistrial will happen. We've reached out to the Attorney General's office and they have no comment at this time. They did say if they choose to respond, it will be with a motion filed to the court itself. Live in studio, Alexis Scott, WAAY 31 News.